Yo, what up, world? Why, oh, why might you think about starting a business while you still got a job, man? Cortez, you ain't making no sense, brother. What's going on, console? Why on the earth would somebody do that? I got a good job, man. I ain't trying to start no business. I'm gonna focus on my job, man, my career. Appreciate you for sharing, Kurt. Go ahead and hit the share button, man. Let me know where you guys are from. Nick, what's going on? Part of the world you from, Nick? Why would you start a business when you got a good job? I'm gonna have to copy you on this. Yeah. I mean, you got to think about it, man. And I'll tell you once we get started. Let me pull my monitor up and see if I don't know if I can. The way I'm doing YouTube now, if I can see comments, but if you're out there in YouTube land, let me see. I think I can check the comments live. The way I'm doing YouTube now. There we go. So I can see your comments on YouTube as well. So go ahead and comment in the chat where you're from. If you're building a brand, shout out the name of your brand as well. No links, but let me know what kind of brand you. I'm a branding and marketing coach. So the branding and marketing coach in me says, hey, anytime you're in a public forum like this is, always say what you do, man. Always shout out your brand, man. Because if you ain't shouting you out, who is shouting you out, right? I know a lot of you guys who follow me are business owners, entrepreneurs, working home-based businesses, traditional businesses, and things of that nature. But go ahead and hit the share button for me as well. It says, what about starting an online business? Yeah, starting an online business. Yeah, get something going while you have your job. And I'll tell you what sparked this was I just read the article about, or I didn't read the article, I saw the headline of the article regarding the makers of Huggies laying off 5,000 people, right? AT&T laid off 13,000 people here recently after giving everybody a nice fat bonus, right? Says, where can I get that shirt? This is, I'll have to inbox you, man. Go to Black CEO. Go to blackceo.com, I think. But this is my man Trevor Otts. His organization is called the Black CEO. But yeah, they do the shirts, man. Go check out the blackceo.com. I think that's where you can go grab it. Not 100% sure on that. But yeah, a lot of companies doing these layoffs, these shutdowns. Even the government is talking about furloughing and keeping people out of work for a while. Let me make the case, right? See, I was always taught that the best time to buy an umbrella is before it rains. The best time to buy an umbrella is when it's sunny outside, right? Couple reasons. When it's raining, umbrellas are in demand, so the price of those umbrellas will increase, right? If it's sunny outside, you can't even go in the store and find an umbrella because they got the mugs way in the back somewhere nobody needs them, right? Best time to buy an umbrella is when it's sunny outside. The best time to start a business, y'all. I know your job is straight. I know your company is strong. I know you're in a good place with management. You're not thinking about the potential of them laying you off. However, let me just make the case for why you want to maybe start thinking about this. Number one, let's talk about ownership. It's funny how we say my job, my company, and we don't have a stake of ownership nowhere to be found, right? See, that's psychological. You take ownership emotionally, psychologically of something that you don't physically own. We say my job, my company, right? This is Alvin Curry from Alvin from Jersey. The steps to take to start an online business. All right, I'll give you some of my thoughts on that. I run a couple online businesses. I'll give you a couple. I'll give you my thoughts on that. So you don't have a stake in this company as far as literal ownership, but yet you call it your job. You don't have any stock in the company. You can't pass this down to your children, yet you say my company. Right now, I can say my company for the Financial Health Mentor LLC. I can say my company for Thornton Online Marketing LLC. I can say my company for All Amateur Sports Network and Thornton Media Group. I can say my company because those are actually my company. But when you go to your job, without even thinking about it, you say, man, my company does this. My company has a great compensation plan. My company has good benefits, right? Say my job. I got to do this on my job. I can't be late for my. That ain't your stuff, man. That ain't your stuff. I said no links, Jay Backus. No, I don't mind you promoting and saying what it is that you do and connecting with each other in the stream, but I don't want everybody to start popping their links in. That's why I would say no links, but definitely promote your brand. But it looks like Jay got something for you, Alvin, if you want to look at starting an online business. So we say that. So ownership is one, right? Let me ask you guys this. Do you think can you foresee if you're able to stay on your job for 20 years, do you think that your salary is going to double in 20 years? Anybody who's working a regular job right now, whatever your salary is, say you're blessed and your company doesn't go overseas, your company doesn't have any layoffs, your company doesn't experience any turmoil, any change in leadership or anything like that. You stay on your job for 20 years. Can you say without a shadow of a doubt that your income working that job is going to double in the next 20 years? Anybody? Jerry says no. Jerian, I'm sorry, says no. Can anybody say without a shadow of a doubt, hey man, I got one of them jobs, bro, that my income, I can definitely see my income from that job doubling in 20 years, right? Can anybody say or foresee that, you know, even if you got a couple advances on the job and that pay raises and promotions, can you see in 20 years, without a shadow of a doubt, I can say with all confidence that my income is going to double in 20 years? You know what is going to double in 20 years? And I can guarantee you this. You know what is going to double in 20 years? The cost of living. Because of inflation, the cost of living doubles every 18 to 24 years. So if you're working a job right now, in which case, if you stay on that job, you might be happy on that job right now. You stay on that job. In 20 years, the cost of living is going to double. Your income is not. You guys understand why now it might make sense for you to start a business in conjunction with your job? Because you're going to have to make up that slack somewhere. What are you going to do? In 20 years, cost of living is going to double. Your income on your job is not. So what do you plan to do in 20 years? Downsize your lifestyle? Right? So starting a business in conjunction with your job. See, I know a lot of people tell you quit your job and go work your bit. No, don't quit your job. Here's why you start a business while you still have a job. Right? Yeah, it's only 2 to 3%, but it compounds. Just like compound interest on revolving debt, it compounds. So that's what the Federal Reserve will say. Hey, it's only a couple percentage points, but it's compounding. right? So it's actually going to double. The cost of living doubles every 18 to 24 years, right? 40 to 60% growth of the economy. Just think back 20 years ago, right? What did a McDonald's value meal cost and what does it cost today? Think back 20 years ago. What did a gallon of milk cost and what does a gallon of milk cost today? Think back 20 years ago. What did daycare cost per week and what does it cost today? Right? So the question is, what are you going to do? How are you going to buffer? How are you going to prepare for that if your job, he said 20 years ago, I was 11. Yeah, see, you weren't buying groceries 20 years ago, so you didn't feel the doubling of the cost of living because you haven't lived long enough. But trust me, every 18 to 20 years, the cost of living double, man. 20 years ago, a gallon of gas was 99 cents. What does a gallon of gas cost today? Right? I know you can't relate. You wasn't gassing up the vehicle at 11, right? So here's why it's a good idea to start a business while you're working your job. Your number one expense on your job, your number one expense in life is taxes. Your number one expense is taxes. I know we think that, man, my mortgage, my rent, my car note. No, nobody's paying mortgage of about 33% of their income. 40% of their income, 50% of their income. You're not paying that much of a car note where it's taking up 50% of your income, right? Taxes, income taxes alone is 25 to 35%. Then you add sales tax, real estate tax, personal property tax, all the other taxes that you have to pay, state and local taxes. You're literally taxed about 50% of your income. Well, adding a business to your job allows you to legally minimize your tax liability. Why? Because businesses have tax write-offs. Businesses get to write off their expenses and then they pay taxes on the leftover revenue. Right? On your job, you pay taxes on the front end. 33% on average for most working people between federal, state, local, Social Security, and Medicaid, Medicare. 33% on average of your money is gone before you even get your check. But we're trying to live a lifestyle based on the gross earnings. When you go get a car loan, what do they ask you? How much money do you gross? And they base your car loan on your gross income. You go get a mortgage. They ask you, hey, how much money do you gross? They base your mortgage on your gross income. See, we're trying to live a lifestyle based on our gross income, but that ain't what we bring home. Starting a business, especially if you're going to run it from your home, will allow you to write off some of your lifestyle and bring your tax liability down. That's why you should start a business while you still have a job. Running a business while you have a job, you have less stress and less pressure to produce because it's not your primary source of income. Now, you want to talk about pressure? I'm a full-time entrepreneur. If I don't produce, we don't eat. If I don't produce, we don't eat. Right? If I don't produce, we don't eat. But if you're working at a business along with your job, you have the ability to really learn what it takes to produce without the pressure. Does that make sense? You guys follow me? Everybody still tracking? Shalofton, I see you out there. What's going on, bro? So having a business in conjunction with your job causes you to minimize your taxes. It gives you a great platform to start learning entrepreneurship without the pressure of having to produce. Make sense? Says, what do I produce? I produce sales. I have an online marketing company, and I have a financial education business. So if I don't produce new clients, if I don't produce new sales, we don't eat. I'm not saying I produce like I'm in production, like I make a product or service. No, that's not what I'm saying with produce. I'm saying if I don't perform, if I don't get a new client, if I don't get a new sale, if I don't get a new member in my membership site, if I'm not moving products and services, we don't eat, because I'm a full-time entrepreneur, right? So you literally get to work your business in conjunction with your job, and you can focus on learning the true art of entrepreneurship without having to worry about or having the pressure of going out here and produce sales, because you do have that income. Then you get to minimize your taxes because of your job. You get to write off a large portion of your lifestyle as an entrepreneur, even in conjunction with your job. You can pay your kids to work in your business, stop giving them an allowance. Allowances aren't tax deductible. So you can write off your kids' expenses, right? So my sons earn commissions for working in my business. I get to write that stuff off as a salary to them. They take those commissions and then they buy whatever they need to buy for school, for sports, clothes, whatever, right? So in essence, I write off their lifestyle too, because I have a business, right? So this is what we're talking about. This is why it's cool to do it in conjunction with your job. Now, since you're going to save anywhere from $12,000 to $15,000 in taxes, right? Because of that debt we went and got ourselves into that's based on our gross income, even though we don't bring that home. Well, if you can bring some money back into your household that otherwise would be going to Uncle Sam, now you have a catalyst to get yourself out of debt, right? When you start a business in conjunction with your job, you can complete page 2 of the W-4 form and reflect that you have a job. Now your employer will withhold less money from your paycheck. So in essence, you can give yourself a pay raise by starting a business that you're going to run from your home. I helped a young man last year. He was overpaying taxes $800 a month. He adjusted his W-4 on page 1, fixed that. And then on page 2, since he partnered with us and started his business, he adjusted the business on page 2 and brought back $800 a month back into his household. Right? $800 back into his household. It says, how do your son's income get written off? Because it's a wage from my business. The same way your employer, Nick, if you work a job, your employer writes off your salary. You go to the IRS website and look at business tax deductions. One of those deductions is wages. So as long as I hire my children through my business with the proper paperwork, I pay them a wage, and any wage I pay from my business is a tax write-off for the business. That makes sense? So you can hire your children to work in your business as long as they're 7 to 17 years old. Hire them in your business. Now, you do have to formally hire them. You just can't give them a task and say, hey, do this, I'm gonna pay you. No, formally hire them. Offer letter, description, title, W-9 form on file, all that, time sheets, do all that. It has to be legitimate, right? But anytime you as a company are paying wages to an employee, it's a write-off. So he says, so is there a limit? There is no limit to the wages that you can pay anybody who work for you. However, because I don't want my children to have to file a tax return, then you pay them less than the standard deduction. Standard deduction for tax year 2017 was $6,350. So as long as I kept their pay under $6,350, they don't have to file a tax return, and I get to write off the whole $6,350. Now, I didn't pay them a whole $6,350. They didn't do that much work for me, but right. And then I'm going to ramp that up this year. It says, so the government pays the employees. No, you just write off the salary. I still have to pay them for my business, but it is a tax write-off. Some people say that, you know, that in essence, government is paying for employees. That's not 100% true, but you do get a tax write-off. You get, it's a business expense, right? So you get to expense salaries, just like you get to expense a company car, you get to expense business travel, you get to expense wages as well. With a limit on their wages, limit is $63.50 standard deduction. There's really no limit. You can pay him how much, but my son is 16. So if I paid him over $63.50, then he have to file a tax return. Anybody who makes over $63.50 has to file a tax return. Says you get money back. It doesn't work like getting money back, right? Tax write-offs is not the same thing as overpaying taxes and getting a refund. What that does is it makes sure that I pay the correct. So if I made $40,000 in my business last year, I paid I paid $3,000 to my children for working in that business. I don't pay taxes on 40,000. I pay taxes on 37. And then maybe I had another 7,000 in tax write-offs because of business travel. Now the taxable income from my business continues to go down. So now I don't pay taxes on 37. I pay taxes on 30. Say I bought a new computer for $3,000. Now I don't pay taxes on 30, I pay taxes on 27, because all of my business expenses have to be accounted for before I can come up with the amount that I'm taxed on. So I can keep going on, and my profit, my revenue that I made in my business, I could have $15,000, $20,000 in business expenses. And then I don't pay taxes on 40, I pay taxes on 20. Who would agree that paying taxes on 20 is a lot better than paying taxes on 40? So that's how the deductions work. It's not that I'm trying to do something to get money back from the government. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have to pay more than my fair share of taxes. Does that make sense? You follow me now, Nick? Good questions, though. I like that, bro. I love the interaction and the engagement. Did somebody miss a question? Dave says, sign me up. Absolutely, Dave. More info.joincorteznow.com is where you can go to learn more. I want you to see a full presentation and really make sure this is a good fit for you. I'm not a guy who just, throws stuff out and just signs. No, I'm a long-term visionary type, legacy type builder. So when I want to partner with someone, I want to partner with someone for the long haul. So I want you to take a look at the full presentation, make sure it's a good fit for you. But if it's sounding good, then at least go to moreinfo.joincorteznow.com. And that will let you know all about what the Black Wealth Movement is about, what we're trying to accomplish, and how all of that works. And then it's, $35 to start, roughly $50 a month to run your business. I be your coach and mentor along with the rest of our leadership team. And we'll show you how all of this stuff works, man. But to have a business on the side just makes sense, right? A lot of people have businesses and things that they do on the side as well. They just haven't legitimized them, meaning they like the cash under the table type deal, which I ain't never the one to knock nobody's hustle, to each his own, right? But when you're cash under the table, then you don't get the tax write-offs. And what most working people don't understand is that a loss in your business can reduce taxes on your job income, right? So Alvin said you need a tax ID. You can use your social as a tax ID. You will be what's called a sole proprietor, or you can get a tax ID number and kind of separate your business from your social. You can get an LLC, all that good stuff. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. So why is it when you do all of this and you make less than 25,000, you can't buy a house? All right, so Frederick, that is a good question. Frederick says, if you're doing all of this, right, you're writing off your lifestyle and you're in the process of trying to buy a house, Well, when you're trying to buy a house, the income that they looked at, when you're trying to buy a house, they look at your adjusted gross income. So they look at your adjusted gross income. What's going on, wealthy artists? I see you over there on YouTube. You said, well, they look at your adjusted gross income. So say you have a business and you writing off your lifestyle, which you rightfully should, is going to bring your adjusted gross income down, and then that appears as if you cannot afford the house. It appears as if you cannot afford the house. So that's why you'd have to make more money in your business if you want to continue to do this and buy a house, right? Some people say just don't claim your tax deductions for the first couple of years. If you're going to buy a house, then your adjusted gross income will be probably more in the range of what the lenders want to see for you to qualify for a mortgage, right? But talk to your certified professionals about that. I'm not the professional. I know just enough about a lot of stuff to make me dangerous, but I'm not a certified professional. So you have to talk to those people. Since the information you gave today alone was worth $35, right? Agreed. Owning your own business opens so many doors. Yeah, absolutely, man. It is a beautiful thing. And I would say, again, working with your job, it takes some time for you to adjust to being an entrepreneur and thinking like an entrepreneur versus thinking like an employee. That's why when you're doing them in conjunction, you don't have the pressure. You can really take your time and learn entrepreneurship, right? So many people quit their jobs to go start businesses, don't have the entrepreneur mindset, business falls apart, and then they run back to a job. Well, doing it this way, the business doesn't cost you a lot. $50 a month is nothing to run a business. I bet you all can agree that there's something in your budget right now that costs more than $50 a month, and you faithful to it every month, and you don't need it, right? So $50 a month is a small price to run a business and to own and have the ability to write off your lifestyle and do a lot of the stuff that you can with a business. But it also allows you to take your time and learn how to transition your thought process, get your mindset wrapped around being an entrepreneur. Juwan Max said, what I missed, man. We're just talking about, Juwan, why it's cool to start a business while you're working a job, right? The best time to buy an umbrella is before it rains, right? While the sun is shining, that's when you want to buy that umbrella. Right. So don't wait till your job goes through the first round of layoffs. Right. Don't wait for your job went through its first round of layoffs. Now everybody's in panic mode and trying to do something to make some extra money. Well, that's another type of pressure that can cause you to get off into the wrong thing, cause you to get into the bed with the wrong people, cause you to make some hasty decisions. Right. My mom used to always say, haste make waste. I was like, what are you talking about, lady? Because I didn't understand the definition of haste, right? Being quick, being in a hurry and making the wrong decisions because you're rushing causes waste, will create you to waste time, energy, and money. So you don't want to wait until the pressure is on to start thinking about entrepreneurship. Nah, get something going on the side. If you already got something going on the side, you're handy, you lay floors on the side, you're a mechanic, you can do people breaks and stuff, legitimize that stuff. It's cool to get the cash under the table, and that's just cash that's tax free. But let me tell you, man, when you understand how to use the tax code and you can make, say, $1,000, $2,000 on the side, and then during the course of a year doing breaks, but you will probably have $10,000 worth of expenses. Now, on your regular job, that $2,000 that you made doing breaks, you report that. But it's a loss because you had $10,000 in expenses. So now the $8,000 that you had in expenses riding around doing people's breaks, that comes down on off your job income, and you pay less in taxes on your W-2 income. Right? Because I have my local guy Can you guys help me to pay myself and my business and my daughter who's in college? I have my local. Can you guys help me? Yeah, we can help you. So you become a partner with us. Our organization is called the Black Wealth Movement. Oh, okay. You have an LLC. So yes, it doesn't matter if you want me as a coach and a mentor and you want to join the Black Wealth Movement, you still have to have a membership with My Econ, which is a company that's behind this, where we get our education, our knowledge, our tools, our resources for. So yes, you join with us for $35 a month, for $35 to start, $50 a month to run your business. Yes, if you coach you in that other business as well. Go to moreinfo.joincorteznow.com, Daryl. That's where you will learn more about what it is that we do. If you're seeing this on somebody else's page because they shared it with you or they tagged you or told you to come here, then connect with them and say, hey, how can I join the team? And we'll get you what you need. But you absolutely want to, why did YouTube stop on me? Oh, it's back. All right, so yeah, that's how you become a partner with us. $35 to start, roughly $50 per month. Sometimes it's less than $50 a month. Just kind of depends on where you are and what you need to make this work and your ambition. Do you want to sell products and all that kind of stuff? We can. There's a variety of ways that we can help you do that. But yes, if you have your LLC, we can show you how to structure everything. We give you the tools and the resources, Frederick. And we can teach you how to set it up so that you can put yourself on payroll if your business is that profitable, but definitely show you how to pay your children. Now, your daughter, with it being in college, she's over 18. So there's a different strategy that we'd have to employ for that. We probably have to put her in business, which would probably be the best route to go. Or if she's over 18, you can still pay her and you get the write-off, but you would be paying her via a 1099 because you can't pay her the same way, even though she's your child, but she's over 18. So she'd have to get a 1099. But still, if she only works in your business and makes less than $6,300, then she still doesn't have to file a tax return, but you have to do the paperwork to make sure you issue her a 1099. Says, how many people are in your company? So me personally and my personal network, Nick, we're nearly 500 strong. I'm coaching about 500 families right now personally. Inside the entire company, the company is called My Econ. Inside the entire company, it's nearly 100 grand, 100,000 or something like that. So this worked like a pyramid IBO. Yes. So our payout portion, our business portion is network marketing. That is the part, because you can't get this type of leverage income, leverage these tools in any other business outside of network marketing, right? Now, I know people have mixed feelings. Some people hate network marketing and all that kind of stuff, but just where else are you going to get a business in a box with everything you need to run your business for less than $50 a month, right? That's why network marketing works. But as a network marketing distributor or an IBO, you have the same tax write-offs as any other business out there. So it just makes sense that we use that as our wealth building platform. So start a business. You get to now write off your lifestyle, adjust your W-4. That brings more money back into your household. Take that money, get yourself out of debt. We have credit education included in our membership. So fix your credit, get yourself out of debt. Then we teach you how investments work so you can start building a legacy for your family. If you want to build a network marketing piece, we welcome that, but it's not mandatory. Difference between us and a lot of network marketing companies is you have to be good at sales and recruiting before you can make any money with them. We're strategy focused, so we're going to help you improve your cash flow month over month with our strategic approach. Right? It says, I have an LLC as well. Okay, so it will be very similar. If you have your banking situation set up for your LLC, your business banking, then you can actually bring this business and register under your LLC if you wanted to. Or if it's completely unrelated, you can form another LLC and sign your company up with us as well, and you can run it like that. Any other questions, man? This is good dialogue for me. I appreciate you guys being engaging and interacting. I was going to tell you I can sell ice to an Eskimo. Hey, if that is the case, then you can make a ton of money with us because you see the strategies that we teach. We have a do-it-yourself credit education. If you want to sell credit education, our credit education is $100 one time, not $100 a month like a lot of these other credit restoration companies. $100 one time, right? Identity theft protection, $8 a month for a single person, $15 a month for a family. Those are tools and resources that people need. So if you can sell, that just, I mean, that puts you in a whole nother realm of what we do, because people need financial education. People are looking for solutions. What's up, Corbell? K. Shaw, what's going on? People are looking for this opportunity and these sorts of resources. So if you can sell, you can just make even more money. But our first goal is to educate you, the individual, on how to work these strategies in your life. And then you can teach other people, and you can sell our membership to other people. And you absolutely can make a ton of money, man. Make a ton of money doing what we do. Right? Any other questions before we get out, man? Let me see, how long have we been on this stream? Because I got to go prepare some dinner. So that's it, man. I think everybody should have a home-based business in conjunction with their job. Lord, I hope that you never have to go through a downsize, right size, layoff or anything like that. But it's always better to prepare for that than to not be. Just when will you be back on? Every morning, Monday through Friday. I'm on Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Central Time, talking money in the morning live. Then every now and then I do some other stuff. It says, what was your first business? My first business was, I think it was ACN. I think it was an ACN, my first venture into a legitimate business. If you want to be all the way real, my first business was as a street. I was a street corner pharmacist, right? But I don't like to brag and promote about that. But you know, my first legitimate business over 18 trying to do something was with a company called ACN. We were selling long distance. Sounds like Primerica. No, the company is called My Econ. It's a Black-owned company out of Atlanta, Georgia, where we teach personal financial success. And we teach wealth building strategies, and we also provide the tools and the resources. That's the product side, the tools and the resources that you need to execute this game plan. But Primerica is a solid company. In fact, the founders of this company built their multi-million-dollar portfolio through A.L. Williams, which morphed into Primerica. So we're very familiar with the principles and strategies of insurance and other investment products and things of that nature. But this isn't that. This isn't that. All right, good people. I appreciate you guys for all tuning in. My name is H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. Till I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve it. Click on the link in the description if you want more information. Text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887 if you want to give us a call. Stan Lee, what's going on, brother? Yeah, once I finish, the replay will kick in, so you can catch it from the top, bro. But yeah, we're wrapping up, man. So until I talk to you next time, peace out, y'all.